Shalom. It is the first week in the yearly Torah portion cycle, Parshat Bereishit, Genesis. We begin again reading the Torah. Those of you who have been following along in these YouTube video Torah sessions over the last years know that every year we've been going through the Torah portion cycle, the full year, using a different commentary. 2 years ago, we went through the Torah cycles using the commentary of Rav Naftali Tzvi Yehuda Berlin, the Netziv. Last year, we went through the Torah with the commentary of Rav Baruch Epstein, who authored the Torah Tamima. And this year, we're going to be going through the Torah with the commentary of the Maharal, Rav Yehuda Loew of Prague, who wrote a commentary on the Torah called the Gur Aryeh. Now, as opposed to the commentaries we used the last 2 years, the Maharal's commentary is actually what is referred to as a super commentary. He's commenting, his words and insights are formed and understood and framed as a commentary on a pre-existing commentary. That's right, a super commentary. He's basing his words off the words of the great medieval Torah scholar and Parshan, Rashi. Rashi, who wrote what's considered the most fundamental and sort of go-to medieval commentary on the Torah. The Maharal, his Gur Aryeh, seen here, picks up on Rashi and uses that as a springboard. He's going to do various things. He'll explain what Rashi means, what Rashi's trying to do, inconsistencies in the Rashi, but he'll also use the Rashis as a jump off for his own insights and commentary into the Torah itself. Very interesting. The Maharal was a very creative thinker. He's often known in sort of general Jewish knowledge and zeitgeist for stories about him and the golem that he created in his attic in Prague. But I think we're going to get a lot out of learning from him and with him this year. So let's go. We're in Parshat Bereishit, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, the creation story. Vayitzer Hashem Elokim et Adam. God created Adam, this first primordial human, sometimes translated as Adam. Afar min ha'adama, dust from the earth. Vayipach be'apav nishmat chaim, and he blew into his nose the breath of life. Vayhi ha'adam lenefesh chaya, and the Adam, this primordial human, became a living being. So Rashi has various comments on this verse, and we're going to focus in on one of them, and that's the phrase that Adam was created dust from the earth. Afar min ha'adama, dust from the earth. And the question that Rashi is going to pick up on, and he's, as Rashi often does, basing his own comments on earlier Talmudic or Midrashic rabbinic insight, it's going to ask the following question. Where does this dust that Adam was formed from, where is that dust from? Says Rashi, Tsavar afaro mikol ha'adama me'arba ruchot. The dust that this primordial human was made from was from all over the world. The four winds, or the four corners, we might say. Every direction, everywhere. Why? Shebakol makom she'amut sham, that any place that a human will ultimately die, tehei kolatato lekvura, that land will receive that body for burial. That's a very interesting idea. It seems to be relating, though it doesn't say it here explicitly, to a phrase that will come up one chapter later, where God says to Adam and Eve that you are from the earth, and to the earth, you're from the dust, and to the dust, el afar tashuv, you'll return to the dust. From dust to dust, some have said about humans. So here that same word, dust, the dust of the earth. So this inclines the rabbis to think on some level this is about death, life and death. We're created from the dust, we go back to the dust. So what dust were we created from? This first opinion says that we're created from the dust of all the world, so that when we have to return to the dust in death, that can happen anywhere. It's an interesting and somewhat beautiful idea, I think, that on some level all humans are created from everywhere. It's a very universalistic idea. But there's going to be a second opinion. Davar acher, another idea. Natal afaro mimakom shena'amar bo, the dust that we were created from, or that Adam was created from, was taken from a specific place. The same place where the Torah later in Exodus will say, Mizbach Adama ta'aseli, an altar of earth you should make for me. Now that is when God tells the Israelites to make a tabernacle and then later a temple in Jerusalem from one particular place of earth. Make a pile of earth, and on that will be the altar. That same word of Adama here is supposed to remind us that there's a connection. Where is that one place? Well, the temple will ultimately be built in Jerusalem. So there's one holy place in biblical and Jewish here theology that's more holy, certainly for our people, and that's Jerusalem. And the Rashi continues and concludes, Halavai tehelo adama kaparav yuchal la'amod. Would it be, hopefully it will be, that therefore that earth can serve as atonement, because later the temple in Jerusalem will serve as atonement. Adam, the first humans, they don't have one temple, one place to serve as atonement. So here it's a very powerful idea that this primordial human is formed from earth, which will later be a place that serves as a conduit of prayer and hope between people and God. And because that place does not yet fully exist, that temple has not been built, humans are created with the earth of that place. And there should be a notion of atonement, a notion of this should serve as a connection between us and God in our bodies. Those are the two opinions that Rashi presents, both powerful, and we could really explore both, I think, at length. But let's now see what the Maharal writes. The Maharal writes, it seems like there's a bit of a problem here, a tension, because, now we read from the Maharal, V'im tomar achar shenivra mimakom hamizbeach davka. If, according to the second opinion, we're made from this one place, the place where the altar will be in Jerusalem, im kain, if so, lo tiklot oto b'kol makom shehu meit. Well, what about the first opinion? Remember, the first opinion said that we're created from the earth of all places so that wherever humans should die, their bodies can return to the earth, to the dust of the earth where they came from. But according to the second opinion, that's not true, because we're not made from every place. So if we're made from the dust of Jerusalem, but for people who pass away in Santiago, Chile, or Saskatchewan, Canada, or New Zealand, or many other places which are not Jerusalem, what do we do there? Will that earth, according to the second opinion, will the earth not accept us? Will we not return to the dust of that place, like the Torah understands? It's an interesting question, says the Maharal. Yesh lomar, here's our answer. Here's his answer. Shemakom hamizbeach hu yesod shel kol haolam. He says, really, the place of the altar is the essence or foundation place of the whole world. Umimenu nimshach kol haolam. The whole world sprouts from, or has a connection, an energetic connection to Jerusalem. U'ki'ilu mikol ha'afar nivra. So being made from the dust or earth of Jerusalem is like being made, it's as if being made from the dust and earth of all the place, because Jerusalem, according to the Maharal and according to many strands of Jewish thought, is itself the centerpiece or the foundation stone, the foundation place of all the world. So he sort of solves the problem by saying that really, even though we're made just from the dust and earth of Jerusalem, according to that first opinion, it's according to the second opinion, we're still not worried that we won't be able to be buried like the first opinion, because Jerusalem, the earth and dust of Jerusalem, is as if it's connected energetically and metaphysically and spiritually to the earth of all the world. Ki makom hamizbeach kamo klal haolam. The place of the altar in Jerusalem it sort of embodies or encompasses all the world, and he quotes from a verse in Tehillim, in Psalms chapter 50 verse 2, Mitzion Michlal Yofi, that out of Zion embodies all beauty, and that word Michlal, to embody or encompass, can be read and is read by the rabbis in the Midrash Tanchuma as Mitzion Nistaklal Haolam. All the world is embodied or encompassed in Jerusalem, in Zion, in the place of the temple. So it's a very interesting midrash that Rashi cites, and I think the Maharal really expands upon that. In the fundamental question here that's being raised is primordial Adam, humanity, a universal creature or a particular creature, and coming from that particular place of Jerusalem? It's very much a Jewish particularism. That seems to be what's at stake in the Midrash, and the Maharal sort of solves that tension or resolves that tension by saying that even according to the idea that there's a particularism, that particularism of the place of the altar in Jerusalem itself represents a universality, in that Jerusalem and the altar represent all places. So he really says that according to the opinion that Adam, that the primordial human of Adam is particular, that's really universal. Though you could also say the other side as well. Even according to the side that says it's universal, really all universality has its root ultimately in the place of the temple. So it sort of frustrates both opinions by merging them. That is our first learning this year with the Maharal. I look forward to doing much more with you as the year progresses. Shabbat Shalom.